One of Washington, D.C.'s most iconic institutions has faced a pounding this week. The National Museum of American History came under attack by the White House, accused of being too gloomy, anti-American even. Donald Trump would like to see this portrayal of his country's past brightened up.
I voted for him twice.
But his own voters quite liked what they saw inside.
And do you think this was celebratory enough?
This was good. I mean, this was not that negative. I'd give it 85%.
85%?
85%, yes.
And do you think when it comes to history, it's okay to talk about the negative and still feel good about your country?
You absolutely have to talk about the negative, or you're, like I said, they're doomed to repeat it. And you got to learn from it.
But learning from a negative past does not seem to be part of this wider agenda that began with an executive order promising to restore truth and sanity to American history. A mission that has seen a slavery exhibit removed from a Philadelphia park, the images of black and minority war heroes scrubbed from federal websites, and now this report accusing the leadership of the American History Museum of adopting an ideological framework in which the American story is not celebrated but used to divide, dispirit and discourage our citizens.
How did we become the United States? How did we become this?
The report criticised the museum for using history as a tool of social justice, for writing the words rights of woman in larger type than rights of man, and for describing Christopher Columbus as a murderer. But many historians argue that Columbus was ruthless and responsible for brutality and death.
I don't think Columbus murdered anybody. Columbus was an intrepid mariner who, and a great discoverer. He did, when they came to America, people that he brought with him may have fought with the local people afterward that came in, the Spaniards that came in afterward. And
do you not want to talk about that part of the history at all?
No, I do want to talk about that, but I need to give the whole thing, though. We need to have a full arc of what history is.
Something the museum insists it does provide, using nonpartisan and independent scholarship. But Mike Gonzalez wants its leadership sacked, accusing them of being unpatriotic.
There's one sentence in this White House report that I think really sums up the author's critique. They say that the directors might as well hang a sign out the front door that says, warning, the exhibits in this museum were prepared by people who do not want you to love your country.
Nearly 1 million enslaved Americans were moved from the Upper South to the Lower South.
But the president of the Shockoe Institute in nearby Virginia, a state he describes as ground zero for slavery, says that understanding the darkest chapters of your history is part of loving your country.
Real love is looking in the mirror and seeing yourself for the totality of who you are. Real love is about honesty. That's what real love is about.
So accepting that the country has many flaws.
As many as any individual.
Statue in D.C. that honored a Confederate official.
This debate has been raging since 2020 when some Black Lives Matter protesters tore down statues like this one of Confederate General Albert Pike in Washington, D.C.
The statue was vandalized, toppled and set on fire.
Trump had it reinstalled. Last week, at Mount Rushmore, the president made clear he wants American history discussed triumphantly.
The American nation under God is quite simply the best and most incredible thing ever to happen on this planet, ever, ever, ever.
The White House claimed this isn't about erasing the negative, but Trump did not mention the word slavery. Back at the Shockoe Institute, the complexity of history has been deliberately imprinted into this display, celebrating how Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, but also examining his flaws.
Did Thomas Jefferson and his colleagues give us and the world the language to expand human freedom? Yes. Did Thomas Jefferson own over 600 people in his entire life? Yes. Two things can be true. People are completely comfortable with complexity. They're not afraid of the facts.
At the Smithsonian Museum at the centre of this row, visitors told us they relished those difficult facts.
We have to remember history, no matter how horrific it was, so that way we don't repeat it.
If it is negative, show the negative, because not every country is perfect. So if we take responsibility for that, I feel like we're stronger as a country.
And they said they left feeling patriotic.
I'm proud to be American and be diverse. So that's it. And I love learning the history while I'm at it, too.
But the White House thinks this museum has got the balance wrong. It wants more celebration. And all the mood music suggests they want to accelerate that pressure.